Hey guys, Vivi here with another guide on starting Star Ocean Anamnesis. With a new game coming out, re-rolling becomes important if you want to continue playing without having to spend too much money on this gacha game in the near future. So, to start, rolling for characters takes planning about how you want to start your team. You want to consider what your playstyle is, how you're going to play, and what is the best method for you to feel like you're playing this game to the best of your ability, and to get the most out of it. Now, it is important to note that when you're making your teams, all of the units have their benefits and their drawbacks. And I want to talk about, at least at this moment, the starting units as they were put into the beta. So if they come out the way they did in the beta, the starting units would be Cliff Fitter, an ace attacker, Fidel Camus, an ace attacker, Maria Trador, an ace shooter, Mickey Sylvester, a healer, Victor Oakville, a defender, Mayuria Tianesis, an ace caster, Nell Zephyr, an ace shooter, Daryl Camus, an attacker, Anne Petricchiani, an attacker, Emerson Kenny, a shooter, or Ronix Kenny. And these are all your 5-star bases starting off in the game. And I hope that these are the ones that we're going to get in our actual global version. So now, instead of going over all of them, I just want to mention the ones that I think are really good for you to start the game with, and those are the ace units. And the ace units are Cliff, Fidel, Maria, Mayuria, and Nell. Now I want to talk about those a little bit before we move on. So this is Cliff. He's an ace attacker. He starts off, an ace attacker, starts off at 5-star base, and he uses Knuckles. He is an amazing unit that will carry over into a decent unit in the late game, or at least where the JP version is currently. There's also Fidel Camus. He's our next one that we're going to be talking about. Fidel is kind of an iconic member of the Star Ocean franchise, and it's really nice to see him in this game, at least being strong in the beginning. Later on, he kind of loses his power, but I'm hoping some more enhancements will actually bring him up to a higher level again. Then we have my girl, the girl in the center, Maria Trador. She is absolutely my ace. She is going to be one of the units that I'm going for in this game, and I hope that you'll consider, because she's really powerful in the late game with her enhancements, and she's going to be amazing. Right now I'm in my JP version, my second account, and she's relatively low level, but I'm going to try and make sure that I work her up and make her completely enhanced out, because she is absolutely amazing as a sharpshooter in this game, plus her enhancements for the whole party are phenomenal. Then, going from her, we're going to talk about Mayuria. Mayuria is an early invoker at 5-star. Invokers are going to become much more powerful, but at the moment they kind of lack the buffs that are going to be out in the front. So she's kind of a unit that if you wanted to get, please feel free to get her, but if not, she's not going to be too overpowered at this moment. And then we end with another iconic unit, Nell. Nell Zephyr is a 5-star base ace shooter using daggers, and she's phenomenal for what she does, and I'm hoping that we'll see a lot more of her as the game comes along, and I hope that if you're going for Nell, that you get her and that you can use her to the best of her ability. Now, there are 2 units that I want to bring up that have considerable skills that we have to think about, because they are the 2 5-stars in their respective roles. The first one being a healer with Miki. Now I'm going to show you what Miki does, and I'm going to discuss her positives and negatives, especially as I've experienced them. Ooh. So this is Miki. Miki has relatively high HP. One of the problems being she has int plus 30. She's not an ace unit. She gets outclassed relatively quickly in JP. We're talking like within the first 4 to 5 banners. And it's important to notice that Reina's the one that replaces her, and Reina is just such an overpowered unit in comparison. Her healing is, it can only target one at a time, and she also has magical DPS, which work great. But one of the big things I'd like you to consider is if you're going to be re-rolling for her, you're probably going to be looking to replace her relatively quickly, and there's not too many other healers, so that's definitely something you want to consider. But at the same time, she also would not be the best unit to start out. Once again, this is an opinion base. If you want her because you want a healer early game, go for her. But like, I would still rather get one of the ace units to really start it out, and if you had a Miki on the side, that would be amazing. But in that same way, we're going to look at at Victor. Victor's the only defender at 5-star. Now, defenders are very important because they're the tanks in the game. So you want to be able to have an amazing tank to be able to take any damage that you're going to be looking at. So he's another option for a unit that if you want a tank and you want to start off with a strong tank, he'll get outclassed, but he's definitely somebody that you can consider. Now, I'm hoping that some of these things will give you an idea of how you're going to want to build your team as well. You kind of want to vary up the units that you select. Make sure that you have either a healer at 3 to 4 star if you're going to not start with Mickey, and have a decent defender as well. So you want to be looking for a balanced team. And because ultimately when you're going to be pulling for units, you're going to be pulling for units that can fill particular roles. And I think that's what's really great about this game, is that you really acknowledge what roles they're going to be. But then there's also the fact that if you look in this menu right over here, it'll tell you the buffs and the talents that they have and that are innately applied to the battlefield as you start in what are they called? An occurrence or a battle. So I think at this point, now that you have an idea of the units themselves, I would recommend that you guys look out for those all-stars, those ace units. Like I said, they take a little bit more to enhance. They're like double the enhancement materials, but their stats are just really overpowered, and they're going to help carry you through the longer portion of this game. So I wish you the best of luck with your rerolls. I hope that you guys get every unit that you want and more, and if you're going for those waifus, go get those waifus. So thank you all for watching this video. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the ocean of the stars.